Welcome to Healthy Living. I'm Lori Johnson. Thanks for tuning in. Today, our topic is faith and fitness. Recently, I met some men of faith who found a unique way to stay healthy and serve God at the same time. Take a look.
That's it. Don't stop.
On the surface, this may look like a typical workout session. Garage Gym Church, however, is a new type of Christian outreach.
Our focus is on men to give them a place where they could have camaraderie, where they could reach out to other men in like a sense of a band of brothers, growing together in the common man cave, the garage.
Turns out a garage gym can be a good place for men to let down their guard.
There's something disarming about when you're all sweating together and working out hard and you're at the end of a workout where it's like you have these vulnerable moments where you can actually open up and share some deep stuff with each other. And to create those moments with guys is priceless.
A home gym ministry is an example of how anyone can take their gifts, in this case, a simple, ordinary garage, and use them to serve God. What makes this approach even easier is lots of folks already work out in their garage.
During COVID times when gyms are shut down, there's garage gyms popping up all over the place. In fact, you couldn't even get gym equipment because everything was sold out.
Chris Reardon found he experienced spiritual growth by combining his private home workout with high-energy praise music, prayer, scripture, and excerpts from fiery sermons. So he invited his Christian friends to join him.
There comes a time in your life you get tired of being defeated, you get tired of being slapped around by the devil.
It's like a church small group with a testosterone twist.
It's like a locker room. We're standing up, hey, we're talking, and you're going to say today, hey, got 90 seconds, give me a God story, go. Hey, we're going to pray for each other right now, right? To really get this idea that this is something more, I guess, manly, if you will, because a lot of guys just don't pray together, right?
Marine Francis Edkid discovered how the venue provides a comfortable way to share his faith with non-believers.
Some of the sailors that I work that are having internal struggles, I bring them out here. And so I say, hey, let's face that challenge together, man. Let's go.
Faith and Fitness magazine is spreading the word to churches and individuals about exactly how to start their own garage gym ministry.
It's not to take the place of regular church, but let's be honest, there's a whole world out there that's never going to get to what we call regular church, and for them, this may very well be it.
So while many Christians may feel working out is too time-consuming or selfish, consider combining this physical activity with Christian outreach to see how it can benefit both body and spirit. And we are joined today by Brad Bloom. As you saw in the piece, he is the publisher of Faith and Fitness magazine. Brad, it's a pleasure to have you with us. Thanks for being on Healthy Living. We appreciate your time.
Pleasure to be here.
So as we saw, you were really involved with this garage gym church, getting it off the ground and now trying to share this wonderful idea with churches all over the country. And you're using Faith and Fitness magazine. Can you talk a little bit about how you're trying to spread the word through your publication?
Sure. The magazine, we say it's the tool, your tool for powerful, healthy, and passionate living. And what we really want the magazine to be is a resource that people can draw on to really discover ways that they can take their passion of fitness and serve God with it.
And how did you come up with this idea to combine fitness and faith? A lot of people are like, well, going to the gym, and that's kind of selfish, and it doesn't seem to fit in with God's plan. And if you go to the gym and you look around, you're like, I don't know. So it's kind of an interesting thing that you decided to do to combine these two things, faith and fitness.
Yeah. And, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of narcissism in the fitness culture if it doesn't have God in there. And so that's why we're so excited to be able to say, let's look at what fitness can look like when it's not just sprinkled in, but when Christ is at the center of our fitness lifestyle. Back in 2003, we have to go back a long ways to really talk about how it all got started. I read a post on what was then a fledgling crosswalk.com. A gentleman said, hey, does anybody know if there's a Christian fitness magazine out there? I like the muscle and fitness, the men's health, all these things. They've got good science, but quite honestly, I hate to have them on my coffee table because they're soft porn practically.
Yeah.
And so that got my interest. I started doing some research, found that there were a few resources out there that were sort of healthy oriented, but nothing that really celebrated how Christ can really make a difference and make fitness totally transform. So that's what we do with Faith and Fitness Magazine and our other lifestyle media group magazines, is to help people see how when faith is at the center of your passions, it's a whole amazing experience, something that really affects the lives of many other people.
Well, how can people get Faith and Fitness Magazine?
Sure, and I often get emails, people saying, how do I subscribe? And I say, well, if you're looking at it online, you've got it. Our magazines are all free online. So and there's no password, no subscription. It's all just go to it online. Faithandfitness.net is specifically for Faith and Fitness Magazine.
Well, what other ones do you have?
So we have 3 other magazines. One is called MAP, a travel lifestyle magazine. So if you've ever been familiar with some of the travel magazines, go to, a bookstore and flip through those. We have a travel magazine at maplifestyle.com. Then we also have Shout, outdoor lifestyle magazine at shoutlifestyle.com. And then our newest brand is Ripen, a gardening lifestyle magazine at ripenlifestyle.com.
Ooh, I love that idea. So what do all these, are faith at all intertwined in any of these other magazines?
They're hugely at the center of what it's all about. So we tap on these interests that people have. We know there's people that love gardening. They love to get out there in the dirt and see their plants grow. There's other people that just, everything that they do is all about the next trip, their travel. Or somebody, I just did a story not too long ago about a gentleman that loves to climb over in West Virginia. And so we say, let's create a resource that lets people go, ooh, that's me.
Yes.
And then let them go, wow. Look at how God totally makes it different. And that's what's really, I think, the passion that God's put in my heart, but quite honestly, what God's put in the hearts of many people. They want to take their faith, this love that they have for Jesus Christ, and say, how can I make it central to my activity passion? And so we really start to look at we provide examples. Then we go even more deep and say, let's look at the science of what it means to take, in our conversation today, fitness or wellness, and really make that a theological perspective, a way of living life. And so that's how these work. And it's real simple. There's nothing complicated about it. And I'm so excited. Over the years, we've seen Faith and Fitness Magazine. It's grown significantly, and we're looking forward with our other brands to seeing them grow as well.
I can see why it's gotten so popular, because it's a fantastic product. And I just want to let our viewers know that it's not just about men's fitness. The Garage Gym Church is kind of male-centered, but there are tons of articles about female fitness and ways that women and men who are into fitness can serve God and glorify God and take part in evangelism while they're doing their favorite activities. They're all Christian-based for fitness, for outdoor life, like you mentioned, hiking and rappelling and things like that, and then travel. And then the last one was gardening.
Yes.
So somebody should, these activities should fit all people. Where can people find all 4 of these magazines?
So if you want to go to just the single one spot, our company, Lifestyle Media Group, is lifestylemediagroup.com. And from there, you can go to all 4 of the magazines. But once you get into any one of the magazines, you'll find convenient links to the others.
And you are online only?
It is online, yes. Yeah, we do have an Echo Print edition that we can produce. It's a simple paper version. That's more for ministries in local areas that say, hey, we like this concept and we want to use that to celebrate what we're doing and to communicate more directly with people in our areas. So there's that as well. And we also have our newsletter that people can subscribe to. It's a free subscription, but it's simply a newsletter so that they get that sent to their inbox.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and be right back with Brad Bloom, the publisher of Faith and Fitness magazine. Stay with us. Welcome back to Healthy Living, and we are talking with Brad Bloom, who is the publisher of Faith and Fitness magazine. And it's just like it sounds. It's a magazine for people who are into fitness, but also want to serve the Lord while they're working out. And, you know, we saw the piece earlier about the garage gym church, which is really a fascinating concept when you think about how many people have garage gyms since the pandemic. When all the gyms closed down, everybody's like, okay, I'm just going to put one in my house. And it's a great way for all these people who have garage gyms to evangelize to their coworkers or their neighbors, but also to sort of have small groups, you know, get together with men from their church. Can you talk a little bit more about how you're trying to spread the word about Garage Gym Church?
Sure. So I think one of the ways that we're trying to spread the word is just to identify people that have garage gyms, or that are even thinking about doing a garage gym, or they like to do fitness in one way or another, and to start to connect with them. What I've found over the years that I've been doing Faith and Fitness magazine is, while we're on a national and even global level, quite honestly, the real traction happens on the local level. So we're always looking to connect with people that are locally doing it. I think the other big thing that we're really trying to work at doing right now is to really encourage pastors of churches to realize that they have members in their church that are excited about their fitness lifestyle and they want to serve Jesus. This typically doesn't fall within the context of what a church typically does as a church ministry. But we want to encourage pastors to encourage their membership to start doing this, because this is, we provide training for people that want to do what we refer to as personal fitness ministry. And it's very simple. If you are a member of a gym, or you go to a boutique studio, or you're in a walking group, we want to help people to discover and realize that they themselves can serve Jesus faithfully right where they are with their passions. So at the end of the day, a lot of this is really all about not just so much how can I experience Jesus in my passion, but how can I use that passion to minister to other people, to simply be the light of Christ in a world that's looking for so much more than fitness. They're looking for solutions to their life, and the Christian, the Christ follower, has that.
You know, you think about evangelism, you get together with some of your friends or whatever. I mean, how do you approach the subject of Jesus?
Sure.
When you're pumping iron?
That's right. Well, one thing we say, and we're here in the Easter seasons, you know, at this time, Christmas is another time people typically go to church. And similar to, you know, a TV show, we've got the lights on, we've all fixed ourselves up to look as nice as possible, right? And that's good. But at a church, let's be honest, what's the chance that you're really going to get down to the brass tacks with somebody in that pretty scenario? Can happen, but at a gym, in a workout, or if you're out hiking or you're out gardening or whatever, all of a sudden, all of those, I'll say, pretenses start to fall away. You're working out and you drop a weight and it hurts your foot, or you start sweating and you're coughing, or what, you know, just all the things that happen because of your physical body moving. And all of a sudden, the last thing you're thinking about is, wonder what people are thinking. You're starting to just get real down to earth. And that, in our opinion, is what really makes this a powerful ministry, because the attentive Christian can be prepared for the opportunity that God opens up. And I think that's a really important thing. People say, how would I do this type of ministry? You don't have to do anything. You just have to be willingly prepared, so that when Christ says, there's somebody that's asking, that person just talked about their marital problem, or their financial problem, or their addiction, or whatever starts to happen in the conversation while working out in the garage. That's an opportunity to say, well, talk to me a little bit more about that. What's happening? And eventually, it opens up to where you can start to share the love of Christ.
Doing these activities, the door will open. You're hiking with somebody, and you're sitting down drinking some water, then it comes out. The person shares with you, and it's your perfect moment. Or gardening, or traveling, there are those moments. You're so right.
Story after story.
Yeah.
We found in the gardening scenario, there's on a lot of university campuses, and I know, you know, CBN has done a ton of stories about how those university campuses are probably the last place you'd find Christ. But there's people doing community gardens in those campuses, and when a Christian is present, willingly present to co-labor alongside them, God opens up opportunities because those people are looking for Jesus just as much as everybody else.
Oh, yeah. All right, this is a fascinating subject. We're going to take another quick break and be right back with Brad Bloom. He is the publisher of Faith and Fitness magazine. Stay with us. Welcome back, and we are continuing our discussion with Brad Bloom, who is the publisher of Faith and Fitness magazine and 3 other lifestyle magazines that all have a Christian base. Can you, again, say the names of those magazines and where people can find them?
Sure. So Faith and Fitness magazine is at faithandfitness.net, as in network. Then we have MAP, a travel lifestyle magazine, at maplifestyle.com. We have Shout, Outdoor Lifestyle magazine, at shoutlifestyle.com, and then our newest brand, Ripen, a gardening lifestyle magazine, at ripenlifestyle.com. All of them are online, and they're all free.
Free, free, free. That's the magic word. You got to shout that from the rooftops. You know, this is such a wonderful endeavor, and it's such a great thing for people to get involved with. And it's not just about sharing your faith, like what we were talking about before, but also joining together with other Christians in sort of like a small group setting, which, you know, guys at the Garage Gym Church are sort of proactive. There's a different vibe there when you're having guys do stuff and accomplish things. And also many of them don't have wives or children. And, you know, that's a real departure from church where it's very passive, you're receiving, and it's very family oriented, which kind of shuts out a lot of guys who are sort of the He-Man type and who don't have families. So that's what I love about Garage Gym Church. It kind of like taps into a different audience, if you will.
Yep. I get contacted by people all the time saying, hey, my passion is this. And to see that they want to serve Jesus. And so it really is a great way to empower them. And this isn't about what we can produce. It's about what others can do in their community. Again, we know that there's a whole big world out there that needs Jesus. And this is just such an amazing way for people to be able to be the light of Christ right where they are in their own community.
And you're not suggesting that these venues take the place of church, but as you so accurately pointed out in the taped piece we saw a moment ago, for some people, they're never going to go to church, or they would never initially go to church. They need something to, you know, to happen to them before they would ever go to church. So this is sort of like a buffer type of situation, whether it's Garage Gym Church or hiking, gardening, outdoor things.
Yeah, no, we love all the churches out there, and we want to support them. And there's a lot of churches that do these different ministries right where they are. So there's churches out there that have amazing fitness facilities. But there's also a lot of opportunity to reach people that, as we've discussed, are never going to go into a church, at least not until they've first met Jesus in that life experience.
And you are in the process of sort of reaching out to pastors and church leadership to say, hey, have you ever thought about having ministries in your church specifically designated to these types of activities, gardening and fitness and whatnot? That's, you're trying to get the word out to pastors, right?
That's right, yeah, and we encourage them just to look at the magazines, because in the magazines are stories from across the country country and across the globe that just let them see and read very clearly how it works. And it's, again, it's not complicated, and again, it's not meant to intrude upon their mission. It's intended to support their mission and to really let their community see this church has such an amazing way of reaching me.
All right, we're going to take one final break and be right back with Brad Bloom, and we hope you stay with us. So we're talking about our favorite activities and how we can combine them with our spiritual life. And these activities this is a health show, and these are very good for our health, whether we're talking about gardening or fitness or outdoors and traveling. So your group is called lifestylemediagroup.com. So people who are in church leadership might want to go to that website, right?
Yeah, and the members of every church should go to it as well, just so that they can identify which of their passions these magazines best connect with. Some of them may be really into traveling, some may do outdoor activities, and until they check them out, they're really not going to see just how broadly these magazines cover all of these different interest areas. But there's a lot of people out there that go to church or that don't go to church that are enjoying these activities, and these are resources that really help them start to see that they can blend Christ and their passions together.
And it's not necessarily about small groups or about evangelism, but also just the nature of the magazines. It's a little bit more G-rated.
It's totally G-rated for sure. Although, you know, we do get, because of the nature of it, you know, somebody exercising or whatever, occasionally we get somebody that says, but we curate it quite thoroughly, yes.
Yes, so a lot of Christians, you know, who are looking at the travel magazines or the outdoor magazines, you know, maybe like, hey, that's not really for me. I'm a Christian, so that solves this problem as well. Thank you, Brad, for not only being here on the show, but for your wonderful, wonderful work. And I encourage our visitors, our viewers, I should say, to visit your websites and take part, because these are fantastic publications. You're truly doing God's work.
Thank you, Lori. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here today. And thanks to you for tuning in to this edition of Healthy Living. I'm Lori Johnson, and we'll see you again next week. Bye now.